The silhouette of a figure passed by my curtain-covered windows for the 10th time. It was the same, short, hunched, frail figure that passed by every day for the past 15 years. Mr. Garcia. I could hear the loud beeping of his metal detector fade to a slight hum as I turned up the volume of my TV to drown it out. He made his way from the side of our house to the front lawn before moving on to the next neighbor's house. Nobody in the neighborhood ever reports him to the police for trespassing, and when new neighbors move in, someone always makes sure to explain to them about Mr. Garcia's case. Some neighbors lack sympathy for him and gossip about how he needs to move on with his life, while others, mainly parents, defend him and his actions because they sympathize with him. The neighborhood children make jokes and mock him because they're young and foolish, but I don't. I feel sorry for him. 15 years ago, Mr. Garcia's 8-year-old daughter was kidnapped from their front yard. The police never found her, but they did find pieces of her clothing scattered around the neighborhood. Unfortunately, her clothes were the only evidence that would be discovered, and the case went cold. Mr. Garcia begged the police to keep looking because she was wearing a necklace, a bracelet, and a ring that were never found. That's why he uses a metal detector, in hopes that he'll find her jewelry, and that will hold a clue to where she is. Obviously, the likelihood of that is a low percentage, but how do you look a father in the eyes and tell him that his efforts to find his daughter are useless? You can't, so you don't. Mr. Garcia's wife, understandably, went mad and claimed that her motherly instincts told her that her daughter was dead, so she took her life 2 years after their daughter went missing, because she wanted to be reunited with her. However, Mr. Garcia never gave up hope and continues to look for clues in hopes of finding his daughter. It's admirable, the love of a parent. It consumes you. Such was the case of Mr. and Mrs. Garcia. Their love for their daughter consumed them so much that losing her made them lose themselves. I was just a baby when their daughter went missing, but when I got older, I asked about the strange man in our yard. My parents told me Mr. Garcia's story, and then told me never to bring it up again, because it didn't do any good discussing dark times. From that moment on, it was never discussed in our home again, and my parents never entertained the neighbors who gossiped about it regularly. I understood why. They were parents, so they sympathized with poor old Mr. Garcia. Or so I thought. One night, a few years ago, after I had been put to bed, I later got out of bed to get a glass of water. To my surprise, my parents were in the kitchen. As I was about to announce my presence, I heard them say the name Garcia. I hadn't heard them say that name since they told me about the Garcia family tragedy, so I stayed hidden behind the hallway wall, listening, as they laughed. I couldn't believe they were mocking him. I'm not even a parent, and I feel sympathy for him. I wanted to yell at them for being inconsiderate, but just as I was about to, I saw something catch the kitchen light on the counter. It was jewelry. I figured it was just Mother's jewelry, until I heard my mother laugh again and say that Mr. Garcia was a silly old fool for looking for his daughter in our front yard when she was in the back.